Pujya Swamiji. Our International Yoga Festival family. Tonight is a sacred night. Regardless of your religion, regardless of your culture, regardless of your tradition, the energy, the power of this night of Shivratri is something that impacts us, regardless of how we conceive of that energy. Like the energy of the moon causes high tide and low tide, regardless of the religion or the culture or the language of the people walking along the beach. In the same way, the energy tonight is an energy that is transformative, alchemically transformative. In the Indian spiritual tradition, we speak about Lord Shiva as the embodiment of the energy, of that which destroys, dissolves, washes away all of that which stands in the way of truth, of divinity, of light, of oneness, of newness. When we speak about the Creator as Brahma, and the Sustainer as Vishnu, and the Destroyer as Lord Shiva, it's not the destroyer in a negative or a vicious or a malevolent or malicious sort of way. It's the destroyer such that the creation can happen. It's not linear. Creation, sustenance, destruction. It's cyclical. And so that destruction takes place so that creation can take place. And what Lord Shiva destroys is the ignorance, the ego, the illusion, the oldness, that which blocks us from the divine truth of who we are. When we chant the Maha mantra, which this evening as we gather back together tonight, we will have the recitation of. It's a mantra that reminds us that when we in our spiritual practice become ripe, the cords, the vines that bind us, that hold us, that constrict us, that keep us stuck, they automatically dissolve. We automatically become free of those cords, of those binds, of the vines that have held us stuck. But it's not viciousness. It's not coming through with axes and knives and scissors to cut the cords. Rather, it's about a spiritual practice that makes us so ripe and so full that automatically that cord breaks off. And so on this night of Shivratri, regardless of your religious tradition, regardless of the culture you come from, allow the energy to be that which makes you ripe, which makes you experience and live in the absolute fullness, the absolute ripeness of the self. So that all of that keeps you stuck, the illusions, the attachments, the ego, the ignorance, the identities, all of that washes away, such that as the night becomes morning, you emerge new. The cycle of creation continues such that from that which is removed this evening, the cycle of birth, the cycle of creation, the cycle of newness with the rise of the sun comes into your life. The Hindu calendar varies every year. Our dates of yoga festival stay the same. So some years we are blessed to have Shivratri fall during the yoga festival. Some years we're not. But when we are, it's so incredibly auspicious because we speak so frequently about letting go into the Yagna fire, letting go into Ganga, all of that holds us back. But when Maha Shivratri falls during the yoga festival, it's so incredibly auspicious because it's the alignment of the energies of the universe, the alignment of the Shakti, the power of the universe, to come through our lives and free us of that which keeps us stuck. Lord Shiva, you'll see, typically in 3 different forms. The form that we have sitting in the waters of Mother Ganga, the form in meditation, the form that we have as you walk through the ashram, through Parmarth, the Nataraj, the Lord of dance, Lord of yoga. And the Shiv Ling, where this evening when we gather back for our puja, we will perform the Abhishek to the Shiv Ling. And they're the 3 most common forms of Lord Shiva. And it reminds us. Most of the other divine manifestations have 1 form. But Lord Shiva has 3 very distinct forms. And it reminds us that in our meditation, in our stillness, in our silence, there is yoga, there is dance. It's not an empty stillness or an empty silence or a stillness that is just the absence of movement. It is a stillness and a silence that is full of yoga, full of dance. And in the dance, in the movement, in the yoga, there is stillness. There is meditation. And in it all, seated, standing, dancing, meditating, in it all, there is infinity, which is the meaning of the Shiv Ling. There is infinity, there is formlessness, there is all form. And so Shivratri reminds us that when we are connected, when we are full and ripe and free of the chains of that which binds us, in our freedom, in our dance, in our yoga, there is meditation. And in our stillness, in our silence, there is dance. And in it all, there is the awareness and the presence of infinity. And so on this night, allow yourself. There will be dance. There will be meditation. There will be prayer. And as you're dancing, find the stillness in your dance. And as you're meditating, find the dance in your meditation. And in it all, find the rightness and the fullness of the self, such that that which has held you back lets go, such that you become free and infinite and aware of the freedom and the infinity. And then your night will become dawn.